We've been taking a look at OLED monitors for quite some time here at the Toaster Bros, and an entry-level OLED, you're looking at like 500 plus bucks, but they have gotten really good. We're talking entry-level pricing, but not entry-level technology.
And the technology we're showcasing at this price point is QD technology, which improves on OLED monitors, and INNOCN sent over and sponsored this video to showcase their 2780S OLED monitor with a QD OLED panel, which improves brightness, contrast, and color accuracy with an OLED panel that already looks great. It's gonna look even better with this technology. And with this video, we're gonna showcase this monitor, talk about all its key specs, why you should consider it, and also offer you guys a discount code to buy today using the link down below to save even more money on your purchase of an awesome OLED, which we think is a great upgrade for a gaming setup in 2026. Let's waste no more time. Let's open it up and talk more about it.
All right, so we got this OLED monitor here, and that discount code actually makes this a pretty good deal because it's under 500 bucks.
Around $477, you can save an additional 50 bucks using our code, link down below. Act fast because that sale may not last forever, so definitely use that down below if you're in the market for a QD OLED panel like this one, which is really dang awesome. Again, we're getting 280 hertz here, 0.03 millisecond, 0.03 millisecond response time. Excuse me, I don't want to sell this thing short. And a really cool design that is very similar to the last monitor we looked at from INNOCN. Their all white design that was on that 500 hertz panel. This is basically the toned down version of that. So you're basically getting 280 hertz instead of 500 hertz, which for most gamers is going to be more than enough. You saw in that video, not everyone's going to take advantage of that. And that does lower the price quite a bit, making it more entry level while not sacrificing on the specs.
And one thing I like to keep in mind with OLED is 477 bucks. If you were to just buy like a VA panel that is 1440p, and let's just say 280 hertz, 1 millisecond response time, so not even as good, you're still gonna be spending upwards of like 200 to 300 bucks for a good spec'd up monitor. So the fact that this one has such low response time, and it's OLED, at that QD OLED, I don't really feel like you're paying too much more for that technology.
Yeah, and that's just the beauty of it. Again, in a market where everything's getting more expensive, monitors are getting much more affordable, so it is a good upgrade option for you to consider. And I'm excited to see what this one looks like when we get to gaming. But what did this monitor come with?
All right, so we got a very thick DisplayPort cable. That's how you know it can actually handle the high refresh rate. This is cool. We got white connectors. So we have, let's see how many watts are we working with here. This might have passed through, so it might be a lot. 120 watts. This probably has some pass through to it of some sort. It does have the iconic Mickey Mouse connector.
If we're gonna give some criticism, we always like to see the power adapters inside the monitor, but I'm assuming this is a cost-saving measure to, well, just make this more affordable, and it may be more expensive to include the power supply inside of it, which I understand, but you know, always our preference is direct power cable without a power brick outside of it.
And on the one bright side, if your power supply ever goes out, you're not just screwed.
That is true. You can save it. So for cable management, if you're willing to deal with the cable management aspect of it, it does help you there.
How's the stand?
Stand.
We got metal.
Very sturdy. We're playing music.
To planet Arboles Mentarosos, Arbolian Mentarososians. Show us what you got.
2, 3, 4.
It's like a church bell. All right, now let's see what the actual monitor looks like. I'm gonna try to carefully, when am I gonna get a curved OLED?
Yeah, so this guy,
yeah.
A lot of people at the office have OLED monitors already, and again, sponsored video aside, we all have OLEDs, and Jackson's the holdout. He did just upgrade his monitors though with some nice 32-inch curved 1440p high refresh rate monitors, but he likes a curvature, a gentleman's curve, one may say, with his monitor, and right now there's just not good OLED options at good prices for that. So hey, INNOCN, that's how you get this guy to switch.
I'm probably really prematurely doing this because they really should be on the stand, but
the glossy?
Look at how glossy that is. Crazy. And I know some people at home may be thinking, why would you want to I remember back in the day, it was like, you don't want your monitor glossy because it actually, for reflections and glare, it was horrible, but these monitors being OLED and also with how bright they are, you actually want gloss.
It does look a lot better. As someone who uses a matte OLED panel, it's really nice, don't get me wrong, but a glossy OLED just really pops.
All right, if you want to get that on, I'll hold this.
It's always scary to put a monitor like that down on its face.
I'm gonna hold it because I really went and I did the peel, and now I don't want to accidentally touch it. You know what's funny? It doesn't have I like how the hump is smooth. We were talking about it the other day when we were at the store. And we were like, oh, you can really tell on OLED because the sides are like extremely thin, but the back has like that huge hump. This one they kind of built into the monitor, which is kind of nice. So port-wise, this is cool. We have 2 HDMI in, so that you could have like a console, your PC plugged in. Then we have 2 display ports. We have an audio pass-through port, and then we have a DC power jack. And then as far as buttons go, we got, it looks like an on-off button, and then we have one of these guys for navigating the menu, which is always nice instead of having to click those buttons that you have no clue what they're doing.
Shout out to this being a very sturdy stand.
All right, if you just want to put that on the table, I'll just kind of clip it on.
Let's do it. Ooh.
Easy.
Easy peasy. Yeah, let's do the full rotation here. So we got a little up, down.
Up, down.
We can do a little
Swivel.
rotation. There you go.
And then it looked like it has tilt. Oh, and it has pivot.
And
it can go vertical.
So
Yeah.
can it go full vertical? Yes, it
Yep.
can. There you go. So if you
got
need
everything.
a secondary monitor just for vertical OLEDness, you can do that.
All right, I'm going for
For Discord, oh, your Discord and your Twitch chat on OLED?
you can keep track of your
Beautiful.
kittens. Your Discord kittens. You don't want them getting
Meow.
out of control.
Isn't that, what's that like cat simulator game that's out now that people like?
Oh, Mugenics.
Yeah, Mugenics or something. You know anything about Mugenics?
I don't know if it'll turn on without anything. Oh,
there it goes.
Oh, it has lights in the back. I don't even know if we knew that.
I feel like this is kind of a trend with these monitors. Adding some RGB in the back was pretty cool.
Ooh.
It's currently red, which I would assume you might have to customize in the OSD, which we will look at momentarily, but here's the initial setup. All right, so before we plug everything up, so when you push up on the little nub, with shout out to having a nub, I really expect that at monitor's price point. You get the auto input selection, so you can do that and confirm. We have no input right now, so that doesn't really matter. See if it let me go back to the menu though. Yeah, I think it's gonna make me plug something in. You know what? This is a great time to introduce the test bench we're gonna be using, which we did just do an upgrade. It has a 9850X 3D now, and this time, just to prove a point, normally we use like the high-end 5090 to test these things. It's still a high-end GPU, it's a 9070 XT. But it's one of those where we're going for a more like mid to right at that high-end mark where you have a really nice PC. You don't have a 5090 level PC, but maybe you're just like a PC ball and you're like, oh, maybe I should buy a 5090. No, just maybe upgrade this and have a better experience overall. And we'll show you how this will perform because it's 1440p, it's gonna be great.
I got the DisplayPort ready.
All right, we are plugged up, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna go through the menu. Jonah has picked the perfect wallpaper. We are ready to go.
OEM.
OEM, baby. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the enter menu button and see what kind of settings we're on right now. So currently, I know with INNOCN, they do give you this one menu where you can manually select which picture mode you
Turn
want.
them all on.
There's a lot of them. You can use the quick menu option as well. It looks like right now we're on just INNOCN mode, which is probably just a standard out of the factory mode. We do recommend if you wanna take this seriously and get super color accurate experience, do some color calibration with your monitor. If you scroll down to brightness, we're at 70 right now, which, I mean, we just need more brightness. Jonas said that that's one thing we're lacking.
I mean, technically, in this room, we have studio lights
Yes.
on it. Most people are not going to want to be at 100%. It'd probably hurt.
Oh, yeah,
Holy
baby.
bright, dude.
So it does get bright on highlight mode. We'll leave it on normal for now. We'll mess around with highlight when we get in games and see what that ends up looking like. Contrast, I'll leave it 50. We'll leave all these other things on default. Hue saturation, eye shield reminder, tell you to look away. Stop gaming, gamer. HDR is set to auto, which I will say HDR on OLEDs, not amazing, especially because it's the HDR 400. The peak brightness is just not there yet. So I'll leave it on auto just for right now because I don't think it's actually gonna change anything I hit off. Well, maybe it will. Let's see. It doesn't look like it changed anything because it probably was already set by auto default. But just to avoid it auto switching to HDR, we're gonna turn that off. Really, we reserve that for mini LED for the best experience. Game illumination is set to on and red. We can basically pick 3 colors. I kind of wish there was like an RGB mode. Flicker, is that what they mean by that?
Maybe on and off.
Or is it just, yeah, probably just on and off. Oh God, that's horrible.
Is it like fast flicker?
I don't, who would want the flicker mode?
It's like sirens.
It looks like
Jonah
sirens.
likes it.
Let's do blue. Let's just do that. That looks great. So it has audio settings. So this
Or
could
is
be
that for
audio
the pass-through?
pass-through or speakers. Let's see real quick what we're working with. Sound settings. No. So no built-in speakers. So sacrifice there in terms of, oh, and we're gone. Sacrifice there for the price. Picture-in-picture, really cool if you have multiple things plugged up. You can do picture-in-picture modes. And you also have a bunch of different options like quick boot. I guess it'll get rid of the splash screen when it turns things on. And quantization range. This is the different range for, I should probably look this up and figure out what this means. Let's educate ourselves here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so it's just color range options, which most people don't need to customize because you just leave it by auto.
Yeah, I would say like, I mean, I would say, I feel like most people want auto or full. I'm sure there's a reason it's there.
Yeah. So this is basically just determining what color range you want to have set on your monitor. For the average gamer, just leave it on auto. That's all you really need to worry about. But we'll just make sure, we'll see the quick input options are brightness and picture mode. So you can change to picture mode if you want to. Let's go back. All right, so I need to do up. Okay, so this is DCI-P3, Adobe, sRGB, the reading mode, Mac mode. These are kind of the same profiles they have on all their monitors. This one's movie. It seems like it really cranks the brightness here.
Whoa.
MOBA is a bit more of a grayscale. FPS,
Pretty.
RTS. I will say with this wallpaper, I'm not noticing much of a difference between the two. So we're just gonna stick with the normal profile here and call it a day. Because yeah, right now it's just literally That's it.
Not much we can do there.
Not much we can do with that one. So we'll run standard. We got things, again, we'll verify running at 280 hertz, which is right here.
She looks smooth.
280 hertz, not too bad. I mean, she looks freaking smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all you need to do with your high pressure monitor scope. We're gonna load up two games that we're gonna play. I'm gonna first load up the finals for Jackson because that game is a very pretty looking game. Always looks good on OLED monitor. We'll be able to feel the responsiveness, the color accuracy, things like that, what it looks like when we game in the finals. And then I have Expedition 33, which is an awesome, pretty game that I played through on an OLED monitor. Highly recommend you do that for these really pretty AAA titles. Well, it's actually not AAA studio, but it might as well be a AAA studio with how successful it is. We're gonna test that game and then really push this monitor to its limits.
So we're testing out our QD OLED in a game that definitely deserves it. This is more of like your esports style game, the finals. And this game just has some really crazy color contrast to it. It's a very just colorful game. But we're running native 1440p using upscaling. AMD FSR 3 set to quality at the moment. We got almost max FOV, high ray tracing because 90 series card can handle it, and then high settings. I do think to get maximum FPS, we're probably gonna need to lower down to maybe like medium settings or put the upscaling down. But hey, I wanted to see the beautifulness of this monitor first thing, and this is definitely very good looking. The colors are insane. These speakers are
yeah, I was gonna
hitting.
I'm gonna drop that down.
By the way, we just threw some desktop speakers in the back.
No, we modded speakers to go inside.
We put speakers inside of it.
Yeah. Oh, that flash.
The bright whites work really good. If anyone was the bright whites work really good on this monitor. I'm waiting for another.
I'm waiting for other companies' monitors to save you from that.
Oh yeah, some AI, if you will. But no, man, this is looking really good. It's incredibly smooth. So like I was saying earlier, realistically, for you to get a really high refresh rate, really low millisecond response time, you're gonna be spending at minimum for 1440p a couple $100, I would say. And if you're going like name brand, you know, some of the latest features, IPS even, you're gonna be maybe even spending 300. So to me, it's like an extra 100 and maybe $70 to get QD OLED. It's really not a bad concept. Even for someone like me who doesn't have OLED monitors, it's pretty appealing sounding.
Yeah, and again, us being the budget bros, we do a lot of budget-focused content. Budget doesn't always necessarily mean it needs to be the cheapest possible option. It can always be about your best bang for buck for what you're getting. And even though this is expensive for a monitor, for entry-level gamers, I would not recommend this. No. But for those who have a good PC already or are already planning a good PC, there's value in getting this instead of the name brand options that could be approaching the $1,000 range.
Oh, and let's not forget, there's people with consoles out there. I see it all the time where they're buying 360 hertz, insert your name brand here, monitors for, yeah, like $1,000 for a $500 console. And at that point, I'm like, you know, those same people should probably just get an OLED like this. They save so much money and you're getting literally the same performance, if not even better sometimes. I feel like INNOCN though, it's becoming a household brand, you know?
Basically are. With all the monitors they have, from budget, non-OLED to OLEDs, they got all the options.
This game's one of those games where, speaking from at home on a 5080 and a 90x3D, it is so hard to get like super high performance.
Yo, ultra performance is insane.
See what that looks like. Notice how the FPS barely went up.
It barely went up and all this trees look crazy.
Yeah, that's just how this game is. I'll try one more thing. We'll go back to balance and let's just try lowering. Ray tracing is always pretty demanding, so let's just try.
This will recompile too.
Yeah.
It's not CPU.
You see those shaders going?
Shaders are recompiling.
We'll let those go. Just let them go. We'll deal with the lag. Oh, this PC's handling it pretty well. We could almost still play.
Yeah, no, it's like normally on another PC when it's recompiling shaders, we would have been locked up, just not moving at all. But when you got 9950X, not 90, wrong CPU, the 9850X 3D in here, you have no problems. All right, so we've chilled out now and we're looking at
just a little more.
About 190.
This is just one of those games where this is the reason why I'm like a visual over FPS kind of guy oftentimes, because so many games just, they don't give you enough FPS for like how much you're having to sacrifice. And when you're buying an OLED, you're not just buying it to get 280 hertz. You're buying it because it looks good too.
And speaking of looking good, we're gonna play Clair Obscura, a game that we're not trying to target 280 FPS. But framed in, we might get there, but we're trying to target a really good looking 60 to maybe 120 FPS experience. We'll see what that looks like. All right, guys, we are now in Clair Obscura Expedition 33, which we are running some crazy settings, by the way, in a spot where there are some unoptimizedness going on here. I'll be honest with you, especially playing this game at home, it does I ended up having some issues here, but these are the settings we're currently running. So we're running Epic, the Epic preset with FSR native AA, no upscaling, and we are running Epic settings with global illumination, all that sort of stuff. This is definitely worst case scenario, and yeah, we're aiming, like at this point, we're getting like the 60 to 70 FPS range, which for a game like this, I think is still perfectly fine. We'll go ahead and rest here so we can bring out some new enemies. Again, very good looking game. You can do some frame gen as well, which is probably what I'll end up turning on. I think this would be a good frame rate to do some frame gen, get a nice like 120 FPS. It'd be still pretty dang smooth. Frame gen's not too bad in this game. And the visuals are pretty nice in this.
You're definitely seeing the contrast of the lows being like the true blacks and the highs being like the sun rays and stuff like that.
Now at this point, we're actually stressing the hardware a lot. We're actually getting below 60. Maybe we do need to lower the settings a little bit. I kind of forget this is not a 5090. 9070 XT, very good GPU, but it is still not at that like enthusiast class level. It's at the point where I would recommend most gamers do it and just optimize settings a little bit. I wouldn't even really be running full Epic settings at home on this game anyways. So, but we're getting close to 60, so that's not too bad. So let's go ahead and tweak some settings a little bit while we're looking around. And yeah, the contrast looks really nice. And this isn't even like a relatively super dark area, but the colors do just pop very nicely. And the scenery in this game is just really cool. I always like looking at fire too with OLEDs. There's really not like a dark fire scene around here, I don't think, but everything does just stand out very nicely. It doesn't just get like bled into the darkness on some standard panels. So let's go to graphics here.
Probably like that alone.
I was saying I can't even turn on frame gen. I just run balance then. Okay, let's do that. I guess frame gen, why is FSR 3 frame gen disabled? Why?
The GPU's not compatible.
Not compatible GPU, weird, okay. So let's just run FSR. Yeah, already that just makes it a lot smoother. 130 FPS, looking good. This guy's just gonna run away from me. You can run away, that's fine. Keep doing that. And then let's go down this way. This one's dragging their balls around the office. What is happening around here? Toasty Bros HQ. Be dragging their balls. How far do we need to go to get to somebody else? Jesus Christ. This way. Oh, the color shift.
It really did completely change.
But yeah, no, this looks pretty good. I was gonna find another fight scene, but I don't necessarily know. I find some. Here's a brighter area.
There's that contrast coming out.
Yes, the beautiful contrast. And again, we're at, this is max brightness, but we don't have the enhanced brightness on, which just for the fun of it. I'm gonna see what happens in this brighter scene if I do turn that on, because I was curious. So yeah, we're at 100% brightness. Go to menu, go to picture settings. And brightness mode set to normal. What happens when we highlight that ish? It doesn't change a ton.
Yeah, I think this would be really good for those dark scenes where that's the biggest complaint with most people with OLEDs is, yeah, some of the true black areas where the game didn't really have that in mind. You're like, I literally can't see. I think this would be really good for that because like this area here, I wonder, I said maybe try going back now.
Yeah, so
like, so notice the character, you can kind of see his back.
Yes, so if you go back to menu, go back, go to normal, it is definitely darker.
You almost can't even make out the detail on his back.
And it's one of those where I just turn on highlight mode and now my eyes are used to that and I want to just go back to that now. But yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for from your experience. You can definitely get the highlights to improve your gameplay overall. And hey, this is looking really good. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent buy right now, especially with that discount code if you're looking to upgrade your monitor setup. Go wrap this video up.
It's always a ton of fun when we get one of these really nice OLEDs in that doesn't cost an absolute fortune. At the end of the day, not everybody wants to spend $1,000 in an OLED, and you don't have to with this INNOCN one.
And it is important to mention some of the quality of life features with these monitors, because when it comes to OLED, the main concern people have is burn-in, which means your image will stay static on a screen after it's staying on the monitor for a long period of time. There's a lot of technology in modern OLEDs to prevent this, one being pixel shift, which is built into this monitor, where naturally the pixels will shift. You don't even notice it happening based on the extra pixel space around the monitor. It'll shift to allow the monitor to move those static pixels so they don't burn into the screen. And it also has detection for static icons and taskbars to where naturally it'll dim those sections over long periods of time if you have those up to avoid burn-in from those areas as well. So in terms of long-term usability of this monitor, you don't need to worry about burn-in. There's a lot of creators who made videos recently really stress testing modern OLEDs, and they hold up a lot better than you would think. And if you are interested in picking up this monitor or learning more about it and using that discount code, check the links down below. They will be affiliate links and they will help us out. Let us know what you think of this INNOCN monitor in the comments down below, and are you buying OLED in 2026?
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
So we always have some pretty cool monitors like this one here at PCBros.tech if you can come in person.
And maybe you're looking for a gaming PC to go with your beautiful new QD OLED monitor from INNOCN. You can buy a PC from PC Bros, not this one. This one's ours. You can't take this away, Jonah. But you can go to PCBros.tech and see what PCs we have in stock for your next upgrade. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You will save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.